together.
The tribute band, John. You can tell.
Street city, mad music, all around. Midnight, street magic, crazy people, crazy sound. Sergeant Pepper, and the band, the ticket, the Benny, and the jams. Take it rocket.
Huh. Yeah, that's definitely a cover band. That is, Sean. They do pretty well with it. Those are some tough harmonies to hit. Rock it, baby. Come on. We're gonna fly. Oh my God.
Raise the rhythm, raise the rhythm. Guitar, drum, loaded. Jet, China Street, Gina, Killer Queen, Desert, Lizzie, make you tall. Come on, we just got you
All right, I gotta turn this off. Yep. Robert, Christy D. Robert, you covered some real interesting things in your live stream tonight. That was cool. That was cool. Let's see how they do this part. This should be bad. Maybe it's okay. Somebody's on a flute. Maybe not.
Come on, get your hands together.
It's weird. It's just like the concert, right, babe?
Let's hear it for the best one out there in the southern hemisphere.
All right, so we'll get on with it. Kill this. Put this over here. We'll talk for a little bit, and then we're going to go to bed because that's the right thing to do this time of night. It's responsible. I'm going to do that. And so finishing up the night, listening to everything that I listened to, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're listening to the same stations, I think. Channels. It's all happening like right now. It's been going on for about 5 or 6 weeks. Really, ever since the Mueller report released, everything's moving forward. We've gone through all of these. That's why it's so okay with everybody that Q has kind of drifted off for a bit. Everybody's like, hey, we get it. Q was put in place to wake y'all up. And that happened. And that's great. It's great that Q woke everybody up. And Q will come back. Probably. Before I didn't know. Now I say absolutely. Q will come back. But I'm not stressing about it at all. Q is in sync with the president and with the president's tweets and what the president says when he comes out and does all the interviews before he takes off wherever he's going. He does a lot and he says a lot. And if you're paying attention, which most of you are, just look at really how this is ramped up to where we are now today. Look at the actions. What's going on in the House of Representatives with Jerry Nadler? What's going on right now? They're in vacation mode. They have their 5 weeks off. They tried to launch a few things with shootings and that kind of stuff to kind of counterpunch what's going on with Q and Trump team. It's not working. Their tricks are not working anymore, even with the support of the mainstream television. The people like Chris Cuomo, which we spoke about the other night. I mean, what happened with this guy? He went full off his rocker. Don Lemon, we spoke about him. What'd that dude do? I won't rehash it. I would rehash it for a second. He grabbed 2 fingers full of ball stink and wiped them on a dude's mustache that didn't want that, and that wasn't cool. So that's all I'll say about that. They're panicking. Deep State's in full panic mode. There are people that are hired to be on TV. They're short-circuiting. They're short-circuiting. They're not robots, but they're short-circuiting. They don't know how to carry on anymore. They don't know how to just... they know they're in the wrong. Chris Cuomo, who went off on that dude that called him Fredo Cuomo, the guy that called him that, didn't even come at him and put him on blast. And yeah, he was trying to get a reaction out of him, and boy, did he deliver. He got a reaction out of Chris Cuomo. Woo! Bad. Huge. He got a reaction out of him. But his name happens to be on Epstein's flight chart that went back and forth from the United States to Little St. James Island. The dude's a freak and did bad shit with underage kids, and you just don't even need to really delve into that any further. It is what it is. That's what it is. If your name's on that list and you went to that island, unless your name is on there one time and you came back and you got alibis that you like told somebody like, I went to that island and I can't believe what I saw, and I know I can't come out and talk about it, but we're talking about sex slaves, and not only sex slaves, but like children that are the sex slaves. I mean, you would have to tell somebody that if you went there and your conscience got the best of you and you came back, you would tell your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, you tell somebody. But most of the time, these people probably succumbed and were purposely chosen based on interactions with people that are out there, figuring out who people are, and they're trying to, they're openly recruiting for what they're doing. They're not going to tell you all about it in the first meeting or the second, but as you mold or become what they want, they'll make you into the puppet that you want to be, and you'll be paid. You'll be rewarded big. And there's a lot of these people in the world. So many are bought and paid for. They're bought the message, they're paid for. There are some in Hollywood, and I didn't even know it was possible, that aren't bought and paid for. Clint Eastwood is not bought and paid for. He knows what's going on in Hollywood. For whatever reason, maybe the same reason as Donald Trump, he never bought into it and did it. Can't think of the other guy's name. There's a few in Hollywood, though. Jon Voight. Yeah, just for whatever reason, didn't tie into that deep state, corruptible manner, made himself a great Hollywood living, money, fame, fortune, everything that goes with it. I thank you all. But received all that, but somehow managed to steer clear of everything we're learning about that is right here in the open in front of us. I was telling Shawnee last night, we have an Alexa and it wasn't plugged in. But I told Shawnee, I said, there's like 800,000 kids that go missing in the United States per year. 800,000. That's 200,000 short of being 1 million kids that go missing in the U.S. She looked at me and she was like that can't be real. This like 800,000 kids go missing in the United States of America. How is that even possible? So I went to ask Alexa. She wasn't plugged in at the time. So I had to plug it in and then wait, and then I forgot to ask. And so I never ended up asking. But it's funny because today I heard in an interview somebody reiterate it that there were 800,000 children missing a year in the United States of America. So even though I didn't use Alexa, I kind of heard it and it was reaffirmed. That's a lot. Let's say that they're 50,000 or 100,000 off in their numbers. That's still a lot. Let's say that they're half off in their numbers and that it's not 800,000, it's 400,000 kids. That's a lot. And even break that down to the 10th degree. What if 40,000 children ended up missing every year in the United States of America? In the United States, 40,000 kids. We should be losing our shit over these numbers. The number is 800,000. How is that even possible? How is this not splattered on every news channel? 800,000 kids a year? 800,000. There's 350 million people in America. 800,000 is almost 1 million. That's almost 3.5% of the people that are born at some point in this lifetime are abducted and stolen before they're 18, I guess is the number. 800,000.
That's just this country. Think about that times all the other countries. And knowing what you know right now about America and knowing in the direction that the government was going, knowing what you know right now about the absolute deceitful, evil ways that the government was going, that was built upon, that worshipped places like Epstein Island. They worshipped them. These people are satanic and they're awful. They're the worst people you could ever encounter in your life. These are the people that are scurrying off the ship. They're the rats. They are jumping ship. I will not be surprised if Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton come out with some kind of weird disease or die or something. I don't think, honestly, that they will stand for what they've done to people. I think that in some way, shape, or form, their lives will be ended before then. But it will, regardless, it will only add proof if something like that happens, especially calling it out right now. It's like they're fine. They're doing their book tour and all this. If they go out like soon and it's weird, it's like, okay, it's kind of like Epstein. Like all the information, all the evidence is already there. It's already out there. It's getting picked apart by all levels of news media. Some report honest truth and they get to the bottom of it, but it's all being picked over, and truth is coming out of all of this, as it has been. It's all been coming out. The plan is amazing. Now it's weird. It's weird when you're awake. You live in a little bit of a different world. You take every day. Time flies. Same for me as it does for anybody. Anybody who's not awake. The time goes. The days go by. All of it goes by. It's just that I have like this super huge hope and belief that I know that the time is coming soon where this is going to rocket ship into a humongous truth bomb that can't be denied anymore. And that's where I got into the other night, the 7 to 13% and the 2 to 6% that will never take it. But you know what? We don't need 13% of the population to have the right person in the job. But I think these kind of truth bombs are the ones that are going to come out that are going to make the people from 14% and beyond, like I was talking about. The overwhelming majority of people in the world are good people. They're good-hearted people. They really are. Most people don't have a grudge until somebody either like fucks you over or is just awful with you. But our nature is not to be that way with people overall. Our nature is to get along, right? Do you want to fist fight everybody the rest of your life? Your nature should be to respect somebody's boundaries and get along. That's how life should be. Always. Well, I think with President Trump, we just got 50 feet closer to having the type of world that, now maybe if you're middle class, born and raised like me, maybe you never really understood where all this was leading to. I was pretty blind to it growing up, quite honestly, because I didn't grow up in hard times. There were hard times around, but I mean, I wasn't made to want. I didn't have to worry about it like a lot of people do. But we were far, far from like rich and materialistic. We weren't that either. But as my generation grew up, and we continue to, give or take 5 years up or down from where I'm at, maybe 10 years, either way. We mostly got the kind of life that we were kind of told that we could have. I'll give you this. There wasn't any school debt or any of that had to be paid back in the process, but that dream was available. And the impacts the poorest probably the most. And they, whatever. They were promised certain things, some of them, this and that. But really, it's the next generation. That's what's so cool about this great awakening, this great plan. Trump came in and took over right before it would seriously impact the next wave of people coming through the school system and into voting age. Had he not done that and Hillary won, it would have been a historical event that probably wouldn't be recorded in history, because it would have been officially when the United States became a socialist country. That would have been it. And all of this was waiting. This was the House of Cards. It's funny. There was a video called that, or a movie, House of Cards, Netflix series. And they built it up and they got it to a point. Well, this was all built up and got to a point. It was either Trump or Hillary. And depending who won, that House of Cards was going to fall one way. And if she would have got in, it would have fell that way. And oh my God. Let me tell you what kind of problems we would be having today, right now, had that happened. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Talking to you fine people. How are you? I feel like it's been such a long time. It really hasn't. We did this last night. We danced. And we danced. The way in the ocean romance. We danced. Meow, 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 meow. Robert Nazawa, aloha, my brother. How are you? I just looked in the front living room. I just looked over there. Shawnee is sleeping and her iPad is open. Her head is like this. She's looking at her iPad. I didn't want to wake her up. So I won't talk about that, but I'll talk about Trump, because apparently that is the great elixir to put someone to sleep. It's when I talk about President Trump, who is a tremendous candidate. He does wonderful, incredible things. He will be incredible the rest of his life. As long as he is alive, he'll be incredible. The most important part of his entire life is the fact that he's incredible. He's tremendous. He really is. I like the guy a lot. I like Trump. A whole bunch. Hey, are you awake? Oh, you're not. You're walking in your sleep. should see her. She walks pretty well in her sleep. So it was someone's birthday. She just went and cried. Someone's birthday today / yesterday / the 15th. And she had a bad day. And then she got home and I was here. So her day got a whole lot better because I do that. Because I'm the Candyman Ken. Who can take a rainbow and wrap it up and make it look awesome? Who can take that stuff and make you smile? The Bill Man can. The Bill Man can. The Bill Man can, because he takes all the good stuff in the earth and he puts it together with all the happiness that rises in your heart and all your great things that you meet with people and all that. And he makes your life feel good. So she can't help but smile when I do stuff like that. Her real gifts are coming on Sunday. I couldn't let today go with her birthday and just not get her anything. So what did I do? Nothing major. This is just for today. We're celebrating her birthday on Sunday. So I got her some, I got her a balloon and I got her a vase with some flowers, and I got her a nice card. I don't skimp when it comes to cards because there's some smart people that say some way awesome shit on cards. They can say it way better than I'll ever hope to say it, and they do it great. But we had to acknowledge it, right? Even though we're celebrating it, right? That's how that goes. That is how that goes. Well, I'm a lot to handle, KK. So I got to make up for it. I got birthdays and shit. Try to go above and beyond if I can. There's some guy watching the chat right now. You're totally not going above and beyond, Bill. Let me tell you about above and beyond. Here's what I do. And then, yeah. Hey, Mel. Mel Monty in the house. Mel has been showing up to the live streams. Great to see you. As well as all of you. Robert Nazawa, we haven't spoken in a while, but it's awesome to see you, brother. Great individual right there. All of you are, but Robert Nazawa. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, that's okay, Robert Nazawa. It's awesome when you show up. All right. So since I put the marathon shot on last night, I'm going to wrap this up, I think, right now, and nothing will talk me into it because none of you all are retiring tonight. That was specifically the last hour and a half was for Headless because I was over it after 30 minutes. I was over it. The rest of that was for Headless, and it was fun. I did finally get to rewatch it. It was fun. I had a great time, but I don't have that in me tonight. So I think that's it until the next time. All right. I love y'all. Be cool. Be awesome to everybody. Don't forget to pray. And yeah, do the first thing I said, which is be cool to everybody. So y'all take care. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.